Hi, welcome to the Single Status Show. Today's special guest is Mia Davis.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Mia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you. Mia and I, we met just a few months ago through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. She's been super fun to get to know. Mia, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about who you are?
Okay. Well, I am founder and owner of Blissful Chicks Wellness. I help women get healthy, lose weight in a way that's not depriving them of their happiness. I'm also an acupuncturist and an herbalist, which I guess you could call me Oriental Medicine Practitioner. And I am more than ecstatic to be here today.
I love having my fellow health coaches here on the show. So Mia, I'm really glad that you're here today. And also, aside from all the wonderful things you're doing in health, I know that you also happen to be single, and every single woman has a story.
That's true.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about yours.
Wow. Well, I've been single for about 13 months, a little over a year that I've been single. I was in a 10-year relationship, which ended last year, and really starting anew right now.
You were actually living together with your boyfriend?
Yeah, well, we were engaged for 3 years too. So towards the end, my fiance, we were living together at the time that we broke up.
And you were supposed to get married. Something happened. What is it that turned things around, kind of got in the way?
The first thing that happened was I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in acupuncture and Oriental medicine. And that meant me going back to school to pursue that, and that takes a lot of time. And at first things were fine and supportive, and as I started getting into the grunt of my work, I decided that I also really had a need to become a health coach as well. I went back to school, to become a health coach. I was working, and I believe at that point was when he decided that it was too much and that, it wasn't good for the relationship. That's when I first started noticing that we were drifting apart and that we weren't on the same page anymore.
So because you're pursuing a career, your partner didn't, or your then fiance did not want to necessarily support that?
I think in his head, he wanted me to stay at home, cook, clean, do all those wifely duties, and that's great and fine, and I don't mind doing them, but I had goals that I wanted to reach the same as his, and at that point he wanted me to take a back seat.
Right.
And I wasn't willing to do that.
Okay, so the working and the education thing was one issue, but like you said, the cooking and the cleaning wasn't so bad, and there are parts of you who also wanted to do the mothering thing.
Yeah.
What happened there?
A few days before my next semester was supposed to start, I found out that I was pregnant. Freaked out a little bit because, I was going back to school, but still something that I saw myself doing and wanting, and we were happy. But 12 weeks into my program, I miscarried. That was a big turning point. That was a big turning point for us. Afterwards, we were very distant towards each other and grieving, and you never know how to really approach that. It's a shock when it happens, and you just kind of feel what you feel, and we felt very differently. It presented in different ways for the both of us. And for me, that was bawling my eyes out, being angry, upset, being very clingy. And for him, it was not coming home, staying out, isolating himself from me, even going on vacation to Germany for 2 weeks while I was going through that. So I really started doubting the relationship, really went into a depression at that point.
I don't blame you. I can't imagine what it would be like to be in that position. To be in a relationship where not only do you feel unsupported when it comes to your goals, your career goals, and your education, and this distance and separation happened over a miscarriage. Of all times, it would seem that this would maybe bring the two of you closer together, but that's not how it happened.
No, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. And that was the other shock to me. On top of, having that tragedy happen, it was just the shock that I had to realize that I was alone.
So tell me, at that point, did things get better or worse? What happened with you and with your health?
Things got worse for my health, emotionally and physically. I was so lonely. I felt so by myself in the whole thing that I was turning to food as a comfort. That happened at night typically when, we would typically be together coming home. I was in the kitchen baking and cooking and, finding whatever I could to just, fill myself and make myself feel better. That kind of snowballed for months. I just kept doing that, and the result of that was 35 pounds of weight gain. Yeah.
So after your miscarriage, you found yourself needing comfort and finding that in food and baking and cooking, and you actually put on 35 pounds.
Yes.
So how did you get out of this? Because you don't look 1 pound overweight today, so everyone wants to know what happened.
I've actually lost about 40 total since that whole thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel great, but it really took a lot of searching, and to be honest, I didn't recognize myself in the mirror, and I'm typically a very happy-go-lucky person and positive, and that completely was gone, and my friends noticed it, and it was at that point that I realized that I really needed to find other ways to make me happy. Food wasn't the answer because it was making me increasingly unhappy.
I have been there. Can I just tell you? You may identify with Mia's situation because whether or not you've had a miscarriage, that's not the only thing that can drive us as women to get emotional, right?
Yeah.
Your story isn't just about the fact that your relationship didn't work out, but what happened is your health was affected by your emotions.
Yeah.
And we forget that, and we think, we're just eating because we're hungry or because we're bored or because we like cooking. What's deeper is what you found out is the real root of the problem. So you figured out that it's the happiness issue. How did you get happy again? What changed? You lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And counting still. Because I am in the health field, I knew what I had to do. But it really took getting those emotions out of the way to be able to pursue that. The first thing that I did that was a tremendous help was during that time when I would eat at night, I filled that time with writing. And I learned that was the time when I needed to get my feelings out, and I needed to kind of get all of my thoughts out on paper. And so when I would come home from class at 10 o'clock at night, I would pull out my pen and paper and just sit in bed and just write out my feelings for the day. That cleared my mind enough. It cleared the junk and the negativity out of my mind to the point where I could sleep and I wasn't hungry for anything else.
Awesome. I love it. That's been a huge tool for me as well. For people who've seen my poetry, when something happens, I start writing. So,
it's such relief.
Yes.
Such relief.
Yes. And we forget that we can do this anytime.
Exactly. I've been up at 6 in the morning and just typing and writing away because I'm just flooded with thoughts.
I think your story is absolutely incredible, Mia. Honestly, after what you've been through with the miscarriage and the ending of your relationship, gaining 35 pounds, and then realizing that depression and sadness is not what's going to solve the problem. Cooking and eating baked goods is not what's solving the problem.
Right.
You decided to find other ways to find happiness rather than focusing on the negative or focusing on this broken relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Filling your life with good things.
Mm-hmm. And it's as simple as finding a way to feel.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah. I tell this to my clients all the time because all of us have stuff going on. All of us. Whether we look perfect or not, to the people looking in, all of us have stuff going on. And so I tell them, look, if you're not going to deal with this, you're going to have a hard time dealing with the things you do want to change.
Absolutely.
Right.
And once you do start making those steps, you become motivated to make more because you just see how much of an impact you're having some accountability for your own happiness, and that's truly a good feeling too.
If people want to get in touch with you to find out more about your Blissful Chicks wellness, how can they find you?
They can find me at blissfulchicks.com. That's Blissful Chicks with an S at the end. And they can email me at mia@blissfulchicks.com.
Thank you so much for being here, Mia, today. I really appreciate your time, and I know it's not easy to talk about things that are not so far gone. Yeah. So.
But that's part of the process too.
Yeah.
That's part of getting better. So tell your stories, ladies.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Hey ladies, if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you've allowed your emotions to affect your food choices, come on over to the blog at thesinglestatus.com and leave a comment in support of Mia Davis. At one point or another, we have all made choices that have led to undesirable circumstances. So let's pull together as a community of singles and cheer each other on. And if you'd like to learn more about the connection between food and relationships, go grab a copy of my new ebook, Get Love, It's Better Than a Boyfriend. 15 Ways to Get More Love Regardless of Your Single Status. Now, if you'd like to lose weight and start feeling great, consider yourself invited to have a private one-on-one conversation with me off camera, no one else listening. To get started, send me an email, Rochelle@thesinglestatus.com. Okay, so I'll look out for your message in my inbox, and I will also see you at thesinglestatus.com. That's all for now, so I'll see you there. Have an awesome day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.